What's your birth year?
What'd you say?
What is your birth year?
Oh, June 2006.
Okay. And why do you support Trump?
Well, because he's just like better for the economy and like other issues.
Okay. Can you name one economic metric that's got better off since Trump got in office?
Like one thing. Loki, I don't know, because like there's a war and stuff, so things are gonna get expensive naturally, you know?
Yeah, so can you name, and that war was started by Trump, by the way, but can you name one metric of the economy that's better off since Trump got in office?
But that's what I'm saying though, like nothing's better right now because of the war. But like post-war, we'll probably see like gas prices come down.
But when's the war going to end? We have no clue. Trump started the war. You have no reason to believe that
Well, I
conditions are better off
mean,
because of Trump.
whenever
Also,
we,
tariffs, we know, based upon a Federal Reserve report, indicated that if we didn't put tariffs in place, that we'd have below pre-pandemic levels of inflation, right? So that would allow us to bring down interest rates and allow to stimulate the labor market. But we can't do that right now because of the fact that Donald Trump has imposed tariffs.
um, I mean, tariffs are good for like protecting industry though.
They haven't been. Only targeted tariffs have been really effective at doing that. The generalized tariffs that Trump's put in place have not been effective in doing that.
Okay, so like, why do you think like what's the reason for him doing it then?
What's the reason for what?
Like for him putting in tariffs then if it's not beneficial.
Well, I would argue it hasn't been beneficial. He thought it was going to be beneficial, but I would argue that his main reason, like if we were to step back for this, is that he's trying to shift the burden of taxation from those that are disproportionately higher income to those that are disproportionately lower income. That was his goal.
But don't like the top like 1% pay like a substantial amount of tax, like 20% or whatever of the country's taxes.
So you're not categorizing the fact that the top 400 billionaires pay a lower effective tax rate than the working class. Plus, if you proportionally make the most money and you have the most money, then obviously you should pay the most in, and proportionally you can because cost of living takes up a smaller portion of your overall income and your wealth comparative to someone who is lower income. So we also have to think about taxes in terms of that. That's why there's a progressive tax structure. That's why you can't just tax someone who's making $20,000 the same as someone making $20 million. You know, you've got
But
to
if we
tax
have
at
a
different
flat
rates.
tax rate, doesn't that mean that like the person that's still like richer still has to pay more?
So if we have a flat tax rate, nominally they will pay more, but not in terms of percentage. I'm saying in terms of percentage, they can pay more given the more that they make. I want someone who's making $20 million paying a higher effective tax rate than someone who is making $20,000. Do you agree?
I mean, sure, but like the thing is, like taxing people to the point where like the only money that they have is just for like, their cost of living isn't really a good thing.
You don't want
You know what I
to
mean?
you don't want to tax people take into account their cost of living. Why not?
Well, I just think that like if we do that, let's say someone makes 20 million a year, well, how much are you gonna tax them? Because cost of living, like, it's high, but it's not high for them, right? Like,
Oh, no, no, no. We're not judging based upon right what their cost of living would be as like someone who's making 20 million, right? We're judging cost of living based upon like the average person, right?
oh, okay,
Yeah, that's at least in
that's
this
not a bad
general sense.
idea.
We're trying to compare what the tax rates should be for the average person comparative to the very rich and very wealthy. Of course, the top income earners should pay a higher percentage. We already have that for income tax structure. We don't have that with capital gains. We don't have that within the broader system because of how loopholes have been set up to benefit the largest corporations, right, and the people with the most amount of money. So that's actually one of the biggest problems I'm pointing towards that I'm saying like, oh, we need to make sure that our progressive tax structure ensures that the top income Americans are actually paying their fair share because right now they're not. And that means that we're actually picking up that bill because they're not.
Oh, okay. It doesn't seem like a bad idea then, but like, don't you think that raising taxes wouldn't change anything if there's still loopholes?
Raising taxes wouldn't change anything if there are still loopholes. We need to get rid of the loopholes and raise taxes, right, for the highest wealthy income individuals. Raising taxes could help, but it wouldn't fix the problem entirely.
Oh, okay. I don't know, because like, I
We
don't know,
need
like
to we need to we
Democrats,
need to
they
close
like,
the loopholes. Closing the loopholes is increasing their taxes because
well, yeah, that's
it
what I'm
ensures
saying
that
though.
they
Like,
pay the taxes that they should have paid in the first place.
yeah, but isn't that like a better idea than just raising taxes for everyone?
Isn't it just a bad idea to just raise taxes for
No, no.
everyone?
I said, isn't it a better idea to close loopholes than to just raise taxes for everybody?
You know, that's literally what Trump did with tariffs, right? Is raise taxes on everyone. I'm not advocating to raise tax on everyone, just the richest Americans. And I want to close loopholes and raise taxes on the richest Americans, right? Like, I'm talking about, like, when I say the richest Americans, I mean, like, the 0.01%, dude. That's what I'm referencing. I think they don't pay the fair share because there's so many loopholes in the system, and because of the fact that, even so, the structures for income tax should keep going up. Sorry, I don't know why. I'm so sorry. It stops at like 500,000. Like, it's ridiculous, right? Someone making 500,000 should be paying a lower effective tax rate than someone who's making 100 million, right? That's absurd, right? We can at least acknowledge it from that base. So why does it stop at that point
Sure.
as well?
Yeah, it's not a bad idea, but like, haven't Democrats have like chances to do this?
Well, it relies on Congress getting these things passed, and the sort of policies I'm advocating for are pretty difficult to get passed through Congress with the amount of Republicans in Congress. So we need to get more Democrats in office to be able to get this type of legislation, because clearly they're not willing to vote against the loopholes that benefit their corporate donors.
What about like in 2021 when Biden was in office?
Yeah, of course. You understand that they have to get past the filibuster? It's 60 votes in the Senate.
Oh, I mean, yeah, true.
Yeah.
It doesn't seem like a bad idea. I guess you're right. I don't know. Fair enough.
Also, the sort of tax policy they voted on, it was here in 2025. So if the Democrats won, we would have been able to vote on our legislation to do that.
Okay.
Okay.
Well,
So,
do you
like,
have anything
what
else?
holds you on to still support Trump then?
What'd you say?
What gets you to still support Trump then?
Um, I feel like he kind of brought in like a better view. Like, we're gonna make the country like a lot better than it has been. Well, I don't know. I felt like with Kamala Harris, we're just gonna like kind of stay the same.
Okay, and how is he making it better? And I would argue it would be better off if Harris were in office. So I would argue that she was actually advocating to progress and had policies to do that. And Trump is the one that didn't really have policies for that. So I'd love to hear your perspective on that, for how you think that Trump actually fulfills that to a greater extent.
Um, well, I mean, that's just like how I felt when I was like voting. I don't know,
Yeah, but
because like
I'm asking you, like,
I
right
think he
now,
had more
why do you think
experience
that?
too. He has more experience.
No, not really. I think that she's been a prosecutor, district attorney, and attorney general, senator, vice president. Donald Trump's been president for one term. That's it. That's all of his experience.
But isn't that like the top position?
But that's not even that relevant, I would say. Because, like, for example, would you vote for Joe Biden over JD Vance?
Um,
He's been president before.
no, but that's not the only thing that
He's
matters.
got
I
more
guess you just take that into
experience.
account.
But he's got more
What do you,
experience.
but
Kelly,
he's,
thank you.
but that's not the only thing that matters though.
Oh, okay. So then wouldn't you say that it could factor in this way? And also, experience, that definitely doesn't mean that they have more experience. Like, I just want to be clear, right? Just because you've had 4 years for presidency does not necessarily mean that you've had more experience. But Joe Biden has had lots more experience in the context of Congress and in government than Donald Trump by far. And we weren't even categorizing that. So
Okay, oh, yeah, fair
that's not a
enough. I guess I
reason
don't know, dude.
under your view. So then, like, what leans you to support Trump? You don't care about experience?
I mean, I do, but like, I don't know. If you want to say that Harris has more, sure, but other factors, I guess, just even like, okay, like, yeah, economics, yeah, he's not doing the best on it, and I'll be honest, but like other stuff as well, I think she's better, or
Okay.
he's better, sorry.
So what is he better on?
Like foreign affairs and like immigration.
Okay, so what about foreign affairs and what about immigration? Do you like the war
Um,
with Iran?
the war with Iran.
Yeah.
Well, I think that I think it's like good that we're trying to like take down the regime in Iran, you know?
What objectives have we met since the beginning of the war?
Well, you're gonna have to ask our Secretary of Defense that. I
He
don't
won't
really
answer
know.
direct questions. He's
Who
just
I
going to
won't.
respond with Biden, 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 Biden. Biden, actually. I don't like Biden, actually. From long term developing a nuclear.
An agreement. I disagree with that, obviously. I guess.
Yeah.
Yep.
They say that they're going to possibly get regime change. We have not seen that. There's no good evidence to indicate that that's going to happen. If we took out all of their leaders like before, why can't we take out any more now? Why aren't we still taking them out? If they're not negotiating, if they're not coming to the table, are you saying that we don't have the capacity, militarily speaking, to do so?
I think we do, but I'm not sure. I don't know all the details.
So if we don't have the capacity, militarily speaking, to do all these things, meet all these objectives within literally a 2-month time period, why are we still in this conflict? Why did we go into this conflict in the first place, and why do you support this?
I mean, have you heard of the sunk cost fallacy?
Yes, I have, but I don't remember it. So.
Okay, well, it's just like when you're too deep into something, you can't really back out.
Oh, okay. So you're saying the original decision was wrong and bad, but we're already here, so we can't really do anything about it. Is that what you're saying?
I mean, I don't think the original decision was bad, but if nothing's being done in 2
Wait, if
months,
the
then we
original
should
decision
back
wasn't
out.
bad, then how could it be a sunk cost fallacy?
Well, because like even if the original decision to go in there was good, you're saying that we haven't met those requirements, so
Huh.
obviously then
I don't know why my YouTube just randomly cut out. YouTube, is everyone okay here on YouTube? Why did it just randomly cut out? What the hell? I tell people in the chat to refresh. Apparently it fixes that way. I'm so sorry. I didn't even notice that was happening because my TikTok is not lagging at all. I think it's just a YouTube thing right now. What the hell? I'm so sorry, everyone. I apologize. Okay, good to see everyone back here on YouTube. Just hit a quick refresh. If you're on YouTube, also hit that thumbs up while you're doing so. Hitting that refresh, I'd appreciate it. All right. Continue. Go on.
that's all I had to say.
Push the hand art. Okay, so it seems like you don't agree with going to war, right? Now, if you're going to say it's a sunk cost fallacy, but if you don't say it's a sunk cost fallacy, then you could say that you support it. So which one is it?
Well, it can be both. It can it not?
That you disagree and agree with the war? No, that's not possible.
No. I agree with the original plan and like why we wanted to go, but I'm saying if it's not being fulfilled, then obviously from like a citizen's perspective, we should back out. But from their perspective, I think it's too deep, and it's going to be like an embarrassment if they try to back out now. That's what they're not doing it.
It is going to be an embarrassment. And if they were to pull out right now, they'd look like an embarrassment. So they just have to like double down to this plan that's not really working or meeting the objectives that they want.
I mean, didn't
So
we
isn't
like
that exactly
kill two of
what
the
we
leaders?
did and we've done in the Middle East over the past 30 years?
Didn't we kill two of the leaders though?
What's up?
We killed two of their leaders, did we not?
But they just put in someone who's more of a hardliner. The son?
I mean, yeah, his son. Yeah, okay, true. But
Dude, why is YouTube still lagging? What the hell's going on? Is TikTok, anything lagging on TikTok? Let me see if it's my Wi-Fi. I don't think it is. No, not here. Yeah, my Wi-Fi is completely fine. It's like a YouTube problem. I don't know if it'd be effective to hit a restart here on YouTube. But it probably wouldn't be. Is it good now? Okay, well, if it keeps doing that, I might hit a quick restart, but we'll be fine. Some people are saying the refresh didn't help. Your live is the only one that does that, but you just need to refresh chat. Yeah, it's so weird. What the hell? Okay, good now. All right, we'll just keep on the conversation, and then if it keeps happening, then I'll try.
if you wanted to move on to the other topic, we can do that.
Yeah, go ahead.
Immigration.
Yeah.
Well, I just think that there's not very much wrong with his immigration policy. I think it's the one thing that he actually does relatively well. Compared to other things where you could debate, like, yeah, this is like a poor decision, or like, what is he kind of doing?
What with immigration has he done that's actually led to a material benefit in your life?
And I think that, like deporting people that shouldn't be in the country, I think is a good thing because, they take up resources. And also,
But how
I
has
think
that
that we're
benefited
trying
your life?
to.
Like
I think that we're
his
trying to
deportations, because
reverse.
deportations existed before.
What?
Deportation existed before. So what changed in terms of his policy has actually materially benefited your life?
Well, there's more of an abundance of resources for everyone now that's actually in the country illegally, right?
That's wrong. So immigrants coming to our country actually increase the amount of resources that we have overall in productive capacity.
Okay, so but like, why are we letting people break a law and then just stay in the country without any repercussions?
Why are we letting people break laws and say it one more time? Sorry.
Why are we letting people break laws and stay in the country then?
Well, I mean, you're letting someone break laws and stay in the presidency. It's because it depends on the law that they break. You know, like not
Yeah, but
all
crossing the
laws do
border is
we
still a
think
law,
should
is it
be
not?
treated the same. And
I
if
mean,
someone
yeah,
has committed
it's.
a violent crime or bad crime, they should be deported. No one's disputing that. But for me, if they haven't committed a violent crime or bad crime, I believe they should be given a pathway to citizenship. Now, that's not even the mainstream Democratic position. You're trying to frame this as if that's like the mainstream Democratic position. The mainstream Democratic position is literally criminalize undocumented entry, but make the legal process go quicker.
But like, I just think that like I mean, even your position, we can just debate your position, I guess, because I
No,
mean, the
just
Democrat one's whatever.
wait, but like that's I know that you want to frame it as if it's only just my position, but like, can you acknowledge that that's the Democratic position?
I mean, sure, but even that one's not very good.
Wait, but that's literally your position, is it not? You want to make the legal
Well,
process go
no, I
quicker,
don't think
and you
that it
want to
should be
deport
easier to get
people
into the
so come
country.
into the country undocumented.
It shouldn't be easier to come in the country.
What?
We should criminalize illegal entry, but we should also make sure that the pathway is more efficient, but it's not easier to get in. Like there's like a backlog, right? But like that should obviously be get rid of. Like that should be gone. But what I'm saying is like more and more people shouldn't just be trying to apply. Like we should be trying to like pick the best out of the bunch to actually help.
I'm,
We're just
I'm,
letting anyone in.
I don't think we're just letting anyone in. And when you say we have to pick the best, I don't know how you do that. What is the process you're saying
I
should
mean,
exist?
okay, so are you familiar with like that? Is she in Congress, like the Somalian woman? You're telling me she went all the way up to a government position and she doesn't know how to say World War II?
Dude, she literally just misread it, and you're like taking that far, bro.
I
I'm
mean, but
sorry.
it's still pretty
I'm sorry.
embarrassing,
Like
is it not?
you guys will hyperfixate on things like that. Then the president literally says he drinks Diet Coke because he thinks it kills cancer because it kills grass, and you're like not to be fucking seen. He literally looks up in eclipse with those bare eyes twice, not to be seen. He literally said windmills are causing whales to die in numbers never seen before, not to be seen. He literally said all of this crazy batshit insane fucking literally we should nuke hurricanes. We should look at a disinfectant by injection to fight COVID-19. And you're like, "Oh, you're not asking the question, how is this guy president?" But literally, she misreads something. She happens to misread something. And you're like, "Oh my god, it's the end of the world, okay? Oh
And you're
my
acting
god,
like
how could she even be
if
in
Trump didn't
political
misread
office in the
that, you
first
guys.
place, actually? It's ridiculous that we see this, even though literally this last week I literally just said, Diet Coke kills cancer, actually.
You're acting like if Trump didn't misread that, you guys wouldn't have been on his ass.
What's up?
If Trump misread that, you would have been on his ass too.
Uh,
You would have been
um,
like, oh, he's too senile, he can't be president. He's this, that.
I actually don't bring up circumstances where people misread things. I actually don't.
Yeah,
There are
because
countless
Joe Biden was
examples.
pretty good at that,
Trump
wasn't
mispronounces things all the time. Do you want to know how he said acetaminophen?
he? How do you say it?
Let's play the clip.
Oh, but I thought you said you don't bring up people misreading stuff.
I'm only saying that because of the fact that you literally just brought this up.
But I'm just saying, like, we're just letting anyone in.
Listen.
First, effective immediately, the FDA will be notifying physicians that the use of well, let's see how we say that. Acetaminophen. Acetaminophen. Is that okay? Which is basically.
Okay, I mean, he's a little old though. Like, he needs help. Like, I don't. But Ilhan Omar is like a middle-aged woman, and she can't even fucking World War 11.
Yeah, she just misread it. That's it.
But like, no, it's not even the 11th part. Did you hear how she said World War as well? I don't think she can pronounce her W's or O's.
Okay, you're just being fucked up right now.
No, but like,
When you
but
say
you are
can't
too.
pronounce your W's and O's, like, do you understand? For example, for her, is English her first language?
Probably not.
So why are you pointing to someone whose language first language is not English, and you're being like, oh, this is the reason why they're so fucking stupid? Or you could possibly be pointing to, in some instances, people if they have a speech impediment, right? Like, would you point to someone who has a speech impediment and be like, oh, that makes them dumb? That's ridiculous, right?
I mean, sure,
None of
I
that is
guess.
evidence of someone being dumb, okay? What I brought up with Donald Trump intentionally saying things that are like legitimately stupid are good examples. Like, I gave examples of Donald Trump literally thinking we should look into disinfectant by injection to fight COVID 19. Like, think about how batshit crazy insane that is.
Okay, okay. No, I apologize for bringing that up. Can we just get back to the topic?
Yeah, we can. I just to me it's just ridiculous because like that's what conservatives are focused on. That's what gets millions of views for conservatives, but they'll never focus on what Trump does. They'll never question Trump on that. And now you don't want
Okay,
to talk about it because of the fact that I brought all these things up.
okay.
Not
I was
even
gonna also.
acknowledging from your own side that actually your whole point there was wrong and incorrect and indicates you should support Trump.
Okay, what I was gonna say also is like, I think with the amount of immigration that's happening, which adds to my previous
He's just
point that
not
it
going
should
to
be
address
harder to
anything I
get
just
in.
said.
What'd you say?
You didn't listen?
No, I did, but didn't I say we should move on?
Yeah, just because you said we should move on doesn't mean that we're going to be moving on.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
Well, what do you want
yeah.
me to say
That
to that?
who runs this live stream? Is it you or is it me? The fuck? Who the fuck do you think you are, bro? What are you talking about? Acting like just because you said it means it goes. What are you talking about, bro?
Well, another question. What do you think of all the
No,
fraud in
answer my
Minnesota?
question. If you're not going to respond, I'm going
Okay,
to
what's
kick
your
you.
question? What's your
You
question?
didn't listen at all?
No, but just say your question again. I
No,
know
you
that you
didn't
were
listen.
saying
Did you
like,
listen at all? Answer that fucking
I
question.
mean, yeah, I
Dude,
did.
why do people act like this on the stream? Like, why are you
I
such a
did.
petulant child that you can't even
I
fucking
did listen.
engage with a basic thing that I say? They have to pivot
I did
immediately
listen.
when I've proven you wrong. Why can't you just
No, I
admit it?
did listen. Just repeat your question, because
Then,
I caught
wait, if you
most of
did
what you
listen,
said.
then what did I say?
Well, you were saying something like conservatives will focus on hyperfixate on this one thing, but they won't pay attention to like, other stuff that Trump has said. That's ridiculous. That's what you said.
Well, then you didn't hear the question. Like, that's what conservatives are focused on. That's what gets millions of views for conservatives, but they'll never focus on what Trump does. They'll never question Trump on that. And now you don't want
Okay,
to talk about it because of the fact that I brought all these things up.
okay.
Not
I was
even
gonna also.
acknowledging from your own side that actually your whole point there was wrong and incorrect and indicates you should support Trump.
Okay.
Do you want to respond to that?
What was the question? There's no question in there.
Well, sorry, I mean the statement. I apologize.
Oh, the statement. I mean, look, I'm not gonna say that Trump hasn't said some stupid stuff, but like, I think we can bring that up for many people on both sides, where people don't know what they're talking about. You know, that's all I'd say.
That's it, really? Your argument, literally, you brought it up originally saying, oh, this makes me say that this person shouldn't even be in political office. That's what you said. Okay,
No, but
but
not
then when I
even
say
not
that
even the
that's
fact
applicable
that.
to Trump, you don't say, "Oh, Trump shouldn't be in political office." You say, "Oh, you know what? That was, you know what? I'm not going
Well, yeah,
to speak about
because
that
the
anymore."
main reason for that is not because she shouldn't be in political office because she can't say that. It's mostly just because I think everyone in political office should be from the country that they're representing.
What do you mean, like born in the country?
Yeah.
I think that's ridiculous.
Wait, why?
I don't think that if someone is born in in a different country, that means that they can't run for political office here. It's like arguing Zoran can't run for office.
Yeah, he shouldn't have been able to.
That's absurd. Okay, what
He's
makes
also
you think
pretty bad
that?
as well. What?
What makes you think that?
What makes me think that? Well, I think that someone who's born here should have, like, they usually have the best interest over someone that's not.
It doesn't matter to me whether or not someone's born here. If you're living here, you're a citizen, you're staying here, then you have the same interest.
Mm,
Like,
I don't know.
legitimately speaking, I know multiple people that are not born in this country that have been living here for decades, right? I think that they have just as much interest as you or me in this country. Why do you think differently just because you were born here? That's fucking ridiculous to me.
I don't know. I mean, I already said my point. That's just what I think.
I understand, but can you respond to what I say in response to it?
But like, what do you want me to say? Like, you
You're
have
on a
fair
debate,
point
bro.
too.
Like, I'm sorry, you don't just say things and then you
Yeah,
just
but
don't get a.
you have a fair point too. Like, I can't really
This
respond to that. Like, yeah, you know people, but that's like a
Then say
personal
that.
experience. I can't
Then
really
say that.
comment
If,
to
if
that.
you think that if you think my position there is fair and you think that you were probably wrong on that, then say that. Don't just like
Okay,
move
yeah,
on
fair
from the
enough. But
conversation because then that makes it think that like you're not addressing any of those things, right?
okay, yeah, that's what I was trying to say.
Okay, so you think I'm making a fair point? You think you're wrong on that?
Yeah, sure.
Okay. Sure, not sure. Okay. I'm just gonna go on to the next person
Wait, why?
because you're just like an incredibly annoying person to talk to. It doesn't even seem like we're having a productive dialogue. It's no different than if I'm trying to get some people up here because there's a bunch of trolls in the comment section in the guest box because there's nothing productive with our conversation.